Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. And yes, you can see I have an interesting one today. And actually, I'm going to also do this one as a dating nightmare, but I I really had to talk about this one, especially since we're getting closer to voting. And am I telling you who to vote for? No. I never tell you who to vote for. I tell you my political stance because it's America. I have a right to do so, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And also, sometimes people don't get perspectives from someone totally opposite than you. And who other than a woman of color with a disability, my point of view is totally going to be opposite from a able-bodied white male, especially. So, but also living a life where I wasn't diagnosed until mid 30s and ridiculed, criticized, and but then being determined to be as much as I can. And that's why I'm doing this episode, because all of the screenshots I get, and that's one reason I'm going to talk about this quite a lot, because I'm doing this channel to encourage, inspire, and uplift. Because while trying to pursue my degrees and my business ideas and to develop myself into the world, I always get pushed down. And when I do accomplish or when I do get things, you only got it because you're black. You only got that because you're a woman. You only got that because they have pity on you because of how you walk. And now, because you have a disability. I'm tired of it. I am just completely exhausted by it. Because everyone keeps telling me that it's like, what about me? What about us? Yeah, what about all of humanity? Why can't we just all be seen as human? I get that. I know that. I live that every day. Everyone wants to say I only get things. Do you know how often I don't get? Do you know how often I get refused? I get looked over. I get dismissed. Do you know, especially, I show so many dating examples because I would show job applicants, but it's like I haven't applied for a job in a while. It's like I do work at a college on and off and everything, but it's like, yeah, I haven't had to apply for a job in a while, but once I get back into that pool, I'll tell you stories. I will tell you all about it. But do you know how many of these messages I get? If you have been listening to my dating nightmares, to many of my videos, I have started showing the screenshots on the front so people can know and see, because I've realized a lot of people think I'm lying. That's one reason I'm doing this. Another reason I'm doing this. For years, people kept telling me so many awful, dreadful things. But then when I would go and tell somebody else, they didn't believe me. They said I was exaggerating. And then, especially dating. And it's frustrating because it a lot of this happened once I started getting my degrees. And before that, it's because I'm light skinned, and a lot of black men would tease me. You're not black enough. You talk too proper. You're trying to be a white girl. Why do you act like this? Why are you so determined to be white? And it's like, oh, you like reading? Oh, you like Nancy Drew? Oh, that means you're a white girl. What about the black authors? Why don't you read those? And it's just like, I, that's just like, I'm tired of explaining myself, you know? It's like, and now, like, as I grew up, I grew up in a school where it was like 8% black. So It's like it was in high school that one of my teachers who was white started showing me African American authors, and I started looking up and viewing even Native American authors, Hispanic authors, and things. And even when I teach my marketing and advertising classes, I refuse to only show like male or majority male and majority Caucasian, white, whatever, European descent type of business owners. No, it's like, and that's one reason why, like, most people don't even study or find out the months of their heritage, because every single nationality has a heritage month. So, surprise. But the African Americans, like, yeah, they got with it. They partnered together to make it a bigger thing. But yeah, because right now we're continuing Hispanic American month. Starts in the middle of September until the 15th of October. So yeah, learn some things. Learn some things. Anyway, it's just after, like, once I finished my bachelor's and I started dating, especially with the black men, and I don't know why. Some there's great black men out there. I just don't meet any of them. I don't, because I keep meeting black men who tell me that in order to date them, I had to drop out of college. And if I dated them, then I would not be allowed to have a job, that I would have to take care of their kids by other women and stay home and cook and clean for them. It's like, and if you don't believe me, I don't care. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, she's lying." Whatever. If you think I'm lying, goodbye, sayonara. I don't care. It's like, I tell these stories because the more I brainwash while I write my characters for my novels, I go back and I think about the different situations, and then with the screenshots, it provides me more proof of how awful and evil humanity can be. So when I create my villains and also the side characters that are just absolutely dreadful, these screenshots help me. And these screenshots motivate me, because whenever I get these messages of hate, I know I'm doing something right, especially when it comes to the ignorant, awful, dreadful, MAGA, like Trump supporting Republican men. Oh my gosh, they're the worst. They are the worst. And I have so many messages from them, and so many of them want to call me the R word. So many. And but then when you look at their profile, some of them won't even put their education on there. I wonder why. I wonder why. And I have I have so many examples that I can't show them all today, but this one is a great example. So that's why I'm choosing this one today. But there's so many who just, and I don't know why they say I don't have anything to offer. And you know what? I'm still getting my life back together after having to spend so much money in order to get diagnosed. Yeah, I don't have the world to offer, but I that's one reason that I got my education. You can't take that away from me. So I can apply and go back to the corporate world. And even while talking to my disability advisor person, it's like she was doing research and she's just like, "Oh, huh, girls, like, I like the education you got," like, because with the different positions she says I would be able to apply for. And then she knows about the businesses I'm starting. And she even told one of her coworkers, she was just like, "Guess what she's doing?" And because I told her my game plan, I told her how, like, after I write them, once I market them well, and then it's like, if I could just continue them and keep going, it's like the product's done, the product's ready. And then I'm making some for children and then also for adults. And then I'm creating the upsells and then the affiliate marketing and just like, and then now the Gray Sheep Society and with YouTube. And like, I've planned things out and I invest my money. Do you know how many men of color have mocked me, teased me, or said I was trying to be a white? That's one of the reasons some men say I'm a white girl wannabe, because I invest my money and because I look up different ways to allow my money to grow. I'm just not going to let it sit in the bank, and or I'm not going to just hold it in my hand and take a picture or a selfie of me. I'm sorry, I can't. Whenever I see that in a dating profile, I swipe left, ignore, block. I cannot stand that. And there are even men who, there was one guy who did that and I swiped left or blocked him something. And he had, like, a lot of these men have more than one profile on the apps. And he came back with another profile with a different main picture, but this he had the same pictures, but they were all mixed up. So it's like I already thought it was him because I recognized the face, and I wasn't all that attracted to him anyway. But it's like I saw the picture again of the money, and then he has like a wall of liquor, and to me, I'm just like, that's how you want to decorate your house? You want to have a wall of liquor? Like, all right, that I'm if that makes you happy, okay, okay, I'm good. But these guys say I have nothing to offer, and you know what? I have nothing to offer them. I have, like, especially this guy, I have nothing to offer him because the money that I've saved up and invested, the businesses I am creating and developing and working really hard with, and all of the goals and dreams that I'm working my tush on, he would never ever see any or to be able to touch any of it. I would never go out with him. I met this guy during streaming. He came into my stream one time and he said, I forgot what he said, but at first he was nice. So I saw him streaming, so I just went to his and I was like, hi, hello. I'm just, throwing some love. It's like, have a great day or whatever. And then he came back to mine, but then he was just like, oh, so you're not going to come over and bend over for me? Or he said something pretty obnoxious. And I'm just like, oh, well, you were just streaming. One of the ladies that was coming to your stream, maybe you can ask one of them. Since you came to my stream and I saw you streaming, I just returned the favor. That's all. And that's when I start. And then, oh yeah, other guys were coming into my stream, and one of my regulars, he also loves reading, and he started his own business. So when he comes in, we talk small business, we talk about our goals, and I was telling him about, well, I was telling the group was there. There was a group of men there, but or maybe a woman was in there, so I'll say group of people, but I remember we were talking about websites, and I was kind of giving a layout of my website. And that's another thing. A lot of guys say my streaming is boring, and that's why I'm like, there's so many girls out there on the streaming services, and many who will talk about just about everything and anything. And I'm a nerd. And I know this. I know that. Even in my titles, I say I'm going to nerd out today. I'm working on my novel today. I'm working on a concept for a different project. And so when guys click, I'm like, why? Okay, if you think I'm boring, why did you saw the title? You saw that I'm working on my business, but you clicked on it. You chose to come in here because I would play music for about 20 minutes and work on my project, and then I'll stop and I'll talk to people, answer questions, play some more music. Sometimes guys would ask to get in my box to chat or whatever. Oh, I've had to kick so many men out the box. Actually, did I kick him out the box? It's like, yeah, because there's some guys who were just, they they would get in my box and then they would be so rude and basically say that I'm acting white, or where's my hood at, or I need to look up the definition of hood so I can act right, or who told me that I would ever become something, or why would a black woman want to, so many different, like, even own a business, write a book, and everything like that. But it's just shocking and sad and despicable because I keep bumping in to men like this. This man literally told me to eliminate myself from the earth because I have standards. And one of the standards is I don't want to date anyone that's been in prison. I've dated enough of them. Each one has just disappointed me so, and scared me, because some of them, they're still doing the crime. They're still doing the, like, I don't want to date anybody. Like, no. No. And I think he was in, I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing, it's like I'm not for sure, but I think now I'm thinking more about it, because I think, like, yeah, let's just say there's like a whole lot of stuff going on in this streaming service and a lot of criminals. I later found out there were a lot of people with criminal records that were streaming. And the sad thing is, I had no problem talking. Like, even in my profile, I say we can talk, but we won't be any more than friends. And then they get mad at me. If you have a criminal record, I've already been through enough. If you have listened to my episode with the breadsticks in the title, you will know. It's like, I dated Mr. Lock a Key for 5 years. He promised me a date night. Yeah, then I found out what he was doing. And he put me in that situation. I will never forgive him for that. And I know, as a Christian woman, oh, you're supposed to forget. He put me in such a awful, vile situation. And he never apologized. He never apologized. He later had a fit because I changed clothes too quickly after. He didn't get to see me in my beautiful outfit, as he said. And then the next day he said I could have done better. And I remember he didn't punch the wall, or he didn't punch through the wall, but he did hit the wall to where it was a dent, because he was upset that I changed my clothes too soon. I don't even know how many times that boy's been in jail, and I was never supposed to date him, but if you have listened to my videos, you already know why and how I ended up in that nightmare for 5 years. 5 wasted years, but he will make a great villain, and so will his wife. Yeah, you call me the N word several times and try to drag me when your husband is like, he owes me a decent amount, like around $400. Yeah, but since I broke up with him, he told me in order to get it back, and this is a criminal, he's been in jail so many times, but he told me in order to get my money back, I would have to get back with him and sleep with him a certain amount of times if I wanted my money back. But then when I kept calling, and then he found his middle school sweetheart, that's his wife, his middle school sweetheart. Next thing I know, she picks up the phone, or she calls me the N word, and tells me if I ever call again, she's gonna sue me. And I'm like, how are you gonna sue me when he owes me money? I don't want him. I never wanted him. It's like he blackmailed me, or he stole my ID and social security card out of my purse. It's like you don't realize how we ended up. But yeah, but yeah, he's one of the criminals. And then Mr. Tomas. Yes, Tomas. Yeah, I forgot how many years he was in prison. 5 to 7. But yeah, I found out he was still like, he took me on a date. And then after the date, he decides, like, yeah, that's when I found out that he was still doing what he went in for. And yeah, that really upset me. And then there was another guy who I never met him face to face, but we were talking on and off for about a month and a half. And he was saying how interested he was in me. But yeah, he got out of prison. But then he said that, yeah, it's like, just don't be surprised if I end up in prison, back in prison. You're still going to be my girl, right? It's like, I'm like, what? We never even met face to face. And two, heck no. It's like, if you're telling me to get, you like, if you're getting ready to do something stupid and you know it's stupid and you know it's illegal, like, why would you do it? If you already have been in prison and you already know, like, the consequences and everything that will come with what you're thinking of doing, why would you be that stupid? Oh, and then back to Mr. Lockakey. I literally had to bag up the stuff he stole from his job, drive to his work, ask for his manager slash boss, and give them the stolen property. Then the boss sat me down, and I'm literally shaking in tears, having to tell him that my now ex-boyfriend stole from them, and how I had to wait for him to leave the house, bag it up, and drive it there. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Like, I don't think you know how it is traumatizing and embarrassing and insulting. Dating a man who is like, he won't work for it, he'll steal it. I'm working my tush off. And a lot of these men who write me, they're not willing to do the work. They see that I don't want to have a record, I don't want to go to prison. They see that I worked hard and I have an education. It's like, because on my profile it says masters, but then a lot of the Republican men, especially, or a lot of the men from prison, they tell me that I don't have any of the items on the list when I have all of the things on the list. But especially with the education, I don't say you have to have a bachelor's or an associate's. I say a degree, a certification, or a trade, because a lot of the men who only have a high school diploma, and I'm not putting down high school diploma, but I've learned a lot of men who only have high school diploma put me down, drag me down. They tell me that I should have never got this education. They tell me that I wasted it because I'm supposed to only care about having babies. They tell me that that's for men to get, even though they don't have any of it. And then they tell me that my ideas are stupid, my goals are stupid, that I'm stupid. They tell me that I'm supposed to just focus on cooking and cleaning because that's what makes the man happy. And that they'll pay for my nails and hair to get done. Um, that's okay. I'm gonna work and get that done on my own. But I want my money so I can go to Japan and Thailand and Italy, France. I want to go around the world. I want to see different places. And if I date someone who has a prison record, they can't go to certain countries. Yeah, for the nerd channel, I was planning on doing an episode on. There's so many episodes. I have a list of like around 120 episode ideas that I need to do. But yeah, did you know there's about 13 countries, men who have, or people, because yeah, women too, but I've only been dating the men. But people have been in prison cannot go to certain countries. And I remember there was one guy that I was talking to. We never, thank goodness, we never ended up dating. But when I told him about a few of the countries that I wanted to go to, nah, you ain't get going there. Maybe it was the Bahamas. I think it was one of the islands. He was like, I can't go there, so you're not going there. What? Excuse me? If I can't go, you're not going. You can't go because of something you did. That was your consequence. You decided to do something stupid, but you're trying to punish me for your stupidity. No, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm straight. Like, no, I'm going. And I remember when I told him that I was going, he, let's just say I magically flew into the wall. Yeah. And then he repeated himself, and that was the last time I saw him. He didn't know where I lived. Yeah. I think he tried having 4 or 5 of his cousins call me, but since I don't have anybody with that area code really calling me, I knew it was all his cousins. So, but yeah, I'm going to talk more about Mr. Big. Like, we all know what that stands for, 420. And that's another thing. It's just like, is that really how you want to present yourself? Is that really how you want to? And this is not the only message. He's written me at least 2 or 3 times. Each time he tries to tell me to eliminate myself, or that I'm worthless, and or that I have nothing on that list, that I'm better not have any of these standards, because he's going to shove his big in me and all, yeah, etc., etc., etc. And I don't block him, because part of me, I think he is gone now, because he hasn't written me in about a year. I think this is like in August or October of 2022. And yes, a while ago, but I feel like if I don't want to, I don't always want to do the newest ones, because if I wait a little bit, a lot of the guys leave after a year or two. So if I can just hold out a little bit, especially if they threaten me, then it's safer. So, because yeah, this guy, whoo, he's he's awful. He's absolutely awful, in my opinion, of course. In my, like, all of this is in my opinion. Some are going to disagree with me. Some are going to blame me and tell me that I shouldn't have standards, or I should lower my standards. But after years of dating, I know who I'm a better match with. I know who I would be compatible with, and I'd rather be alone than with somebody who, at the end of each night, I'm just like, why in the world did I do this? Or when is he going to shut up? Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to be at peace. So, but anyway, this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human. Take care and be careful. Oh my gosh, be careful.